Hotel cleaners of Reddit. What's your most memorable find left behind by a guest? 3 empty bottles of wine. About 2 dozen cherry pits scattered all over the floor and under the furniture. And red colored puke all over the bedspread. There was only one guy staying in the room. Almost tased myself with a tube of lipstick that I found under the bed. My friend's family owns a motel. He tells me they once found an auto transmission in the bathtub of a room. Friend worked a 5-star hotel and found a turd in the closet. Oh, I have 2 good ones. I worked as a hotel cleaner during undergrad. My first day of work, someone left a hatchet in the bathtub. Also, someone completely decorated the room with framed family pictures and left them all there. I think their stay was only 2 days. They set some up on the furniture, but also legit hung some on the walls. Found a human poo in the kettle once. Worst part was it was a celebrity, crappy UK reality show, doing a guest appearance at a local club. Him and his mates filled the room's iPad with D-pics too. Hotel got rid of the iPads shortly after that. A whole box of Magnum ice creams. My fave. I worked for a hotel that had cabins, so I would be in and out all day in the hot sun. On one of those hot days I opened the fridge to find an unopened bottle of Dr. Pepper in the freezer part. It was perfectly slushed. It made my day. This was years ago, too. Not me, but my best friend works in housekeeping at a hotel chain. I've heard some nightmare stories, but there are 2 that really stand out. The first was after a furry convention came through town, and there was an absurd amount of sex toys left behind. It's pretty common to come across them from time to time, but this almost had to be purposeful. The second was a massive unflushable shit. She refused to dispose of it and left the task to her manager. She described it as inhuman and the size of a football. It took a spatula and a knife from their kitchen to make it manageable enough to flush. A gun. In Australia. On the positive side, some Aussies who left me a 12-pack of beer and $50 as a tip. On the negative side, a room for 2 which had been occupied by 9. And on the get some side, a room checked out for 1 night that the next morning had about 6 or 7 used condoms in the trash can. My partner gets apartments ready for the next people renting them out after leases are up. They found so many BDSM toys, one of which, a flogger, is my cat's favorite toy over all others now, including her very expensive cat toys. Hahaha. I do maintenance. Had a group of part-time housekeepers that are mentally handicapped working with their job coach go into a suite with adjoining door. There were 3 construction workers staying, 2 and their supervisor. In the one side with a pull-out couch and DVD player, they found a full-size blow-up doll, empty small bottles of lube, used condoms, several beer bottles, and a stack of porn on DVD. Doll was on the pull-out couch and everything else was all over the bed. Packets and packets of ibuprofen. Just everywhere. Bottles too. It was football players staying there. That's kind of sad. Some poor kid left his Gamma Boy sex toys were fairly common, but there was one left in the spa tub once. It was bigger than a 20-ounce bottle both in length and girth. By the tub, empty gallon jugs of milk next to empty containers of Quaker Oats. Ma'am, that is not how you have an oatmeal bath. If it matters, it was whole milk. Wasn't the cleaner, was overpass manager. The morning shift housekeeper called me to a room that had a live diamondback rattlesnake in it. We were located downtown. No way, it just came in from outside. Found out a week later the guest was part of that snake handler church. I worked night shift in a hotel part-time, and I worked 16 to 24 hours a week for about 2 years. I only had one time that the cops showed unexpected, which was when I picked up a random morning shift. I had no idea they did this, but the hotel shared check-in info with the police. The cops had a warrant for our guest. Apparently it was just a regular thing that the hotel might have a wanted person staying there, and if that happened, The police would wait at the elevator figuring their guy would come for breakfast. Not a great vacation atmosphere. Lol. It never happened on my night shift because the cops didn't get there until close to 8 a.m. Not a hotel cleaner, but every time I check into a hotel, I check between the mattress and the box spring. I found business cards for strip clubs, condom wrappers, 4 of them at once. One time, needles in porn. Hoping for stashed cash from a bank job, but no luck yet. Mostly unloaded, 2 rounds. 38 revolver. One time teenagers wanted a glitter bath, so they dumped glitter in the hot tub. Took months to clean. The glitter kept shooting from the jets and we couldn't figure out how to clean it all lol. It just kept coming. This was when we made $3.50/room about 10 years ago. One housekeeper found a half-full bottle of vodka and drained it. If she brought it home her family would make her share, and she was the only worker in the house. Extended family too. She was about 4 feet 3 inches and just the wiliest woman ever. She's probably dead now. She had other problems, but damn could she clean. My mom found a pair of brand new expensive flats in exactly her size. By policy, she had to wait a certain amount of time with them and lost and found. Then, she got to take them home. She wore them for many years before they finally kicked the bucket. That stuff here makes me want to never stay again in a hotel. We found a kid, about 4 years old, wandering around in the holodome. Naked. He was able to tell us his mom's name. So we brought in the police, opened the door, and there was mom, passed out on the bed. The room was filled about knee-high in garbage. A huge hole burned in the middle of the carpet, and she was surrounded by a rather large amount of vodka bottles. The police were really cool about it too. Found out the mom had left a husband that was abusing her and the kid. They called in a social worker and found her temporary housing. About 2 weeks later, I was heading home, tired from a long day at work, and wasn't paying attention to my speed. Cops pulled me over for speeding. The cop saw the hotel logo on my jacket and recognized me. He was the one that responded to the mom and kid situation. He said, "Man, you go through some mess at work. I wouldn't want your job. Just slow it down please." And that was that. I don't clean, but I'm the one that gives you the room. One of the maids once found a black leather bag filled with dildos in a room. Of all possible sizes, shapes and colors. Really weird ones actually. My girlfriend worked the front desk at a hotel where Snoop Dogg stayed. He left his drawers and white tees. Snoop also left a bunch of Tic Tacs. But the best thing he left was a plastic Tupperware bowl over the smoke detector. Not hotels but have cleaned out housing estates. Arguably similar for a furnishing before. Usually the most left behind are holes that have been punched in the walls, but found wood carvings of a snake and a lizard ones that I've kept ever since. Also there was a bong made out of a baby bottle, but didn't strike me to keep that one. Not a hotel cleaner myself, but there was a teacher at my high school who was known for talking about her life in class instead of actually teaching. One time she came to my class, and students who'd heard her before prompted her to talk about her time working at a hotel in the UK. When she was in her 20s she went to work as a cleaner in the UK, and near the end of her working experience she walked into a room to clean. Saw a sign on the door, but ignored it since she couldn't understand English and walked in. She saw a man sitting on a chair, dead. She was so shocked and stayed frozen for a minute until the police arrived. She really liked talking about that experience, and I'm sure everyone in school knew about it.